Hi folks, I am Sumukh from Polydojo. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create your very first form. Once you log in, this is what your screen will look like. Go to Forms, click Create, and choose Start from Scratch. You can also choose to edit a pre-built template, but for now, let's start from scratch. It's now time to enter your form's title. Let's say we want to build a job application form. Okay, what we have in front of us now is a blank form. It's now time to start asking questions. Questions that potential candidates seeking a job at our company are going to have to fill out. So I click Add Field. Now, as Polydojo is a professional form builder, we have a bunch of field types to choose from. But don't get overwhelmed. In many cases, just the simple fields are sufficient. To start things off, I'm going to choose the simplest field type of all, short answer. The light yellow area here, that's the field editor. And just above the light yellow area, this right over here, that's the field's preview. That's what candidates are going to see. As I make changes here in the yellow area, the changes will be reflected up here in the field's preview. Now, as this little snippet tells me, I'm going to edit this label. Let's say something like, please enter your name. As I finish typing, you can see that the changes have been reflected in the field's preview. Now, all I have to do is click Done. That's it. We have just created the very first field. To make changes to the field, I just click this menu icon here and say Edit. Now, because names are so common, and because almost every form asks for the respondent's name, there's a special field type for that. You can just choose Name. Instead of short answer, I'm changing the field type to Name. As I make the change, you will notice that now we have two separate boxes for entering first name and last name. Also, instead of having the long label, please enter your name, let's just say Name. That usually is sufficient. Also, as this is a job application form, let's make that mandatory. Okay, next, let's add another field to ask for the email address. Let's label it as email address. Okay, let's make that mandatory. Done. Let's ask them for their phone number. So I have a field for asking for the phone number. Let's make that mandatory. Done. Let's have a field where they can upload their resume. So have a file upload field here. And let's just call this upload resume. Okay, let's make that compulsory. Done. Next, let's give them an area for giving us a cover letter. So we can just say cover letter. Now, instead of choosing a long answer field, where the respondent can make the box bigger and type in a long response, you could have also chosen a file upload field, which would have allowed the respondent to upload a PDF or Microsoft Word document that contains the cover letter. For this option, let's just keep it file upload for now, and I'm choosing not to make that mandatory. Next, let's ask them for a link to their LinkedIn profile. Now, when asking for most field types, you can just use short answer. 90% of problems can be solved using short answer. But because links and URLs are common on the web, we have a special field type for that over here, website URL. Let's choose that. And over here, I'll just say LinkedIn profile. Okay, done. Next, let's ask them how they heard about this job. So I'm going to use a short answer field here. You could have gone with a long answer. How did you hear about this job? Okay. Let's also make that mandatory so we get an idea. Let's ask them a quick question. I'm just going to ask a single question here, a long answer question, which reads, why should we hire you? You can ask a bunch of questions here, such as, what is a project on your work last? What was the last mistake you made that you learned a lot from? Tell us about that, etc., etc., etc. You can just go ahead and keep adding fields for all the questions you want to ask. The form is now pretty much complete. There's just one thing that I want to really quickly show you, a special field type called tabular grid. So let's say you want to ask for references. So let's use that as a label. And you want the person filling out this form to be enter the name, the company, the phone number, and the email address of the person who's making the reference, and maybe we'll add an option to enter the job title as well so we know who the reference is coming from with context. So you see a little tabular grid has been created over here based on the columns I just entered in here, and the respondent can add more references by just clicking the green plus icon, and he can get rid of rows by using the red minus icon. Okay, so that's done. Save. Great, you've now just set up the very first job application form. Great. Now, whenever somebody submits this form, let's set up a quick email that you should get at your own email address. So I'm going to click onto integrations. And integration is an action that happens upon form submission. I'm just going to add one integration very quickly. Let's say an email notification that should be sent to you. So you would be entering your own email over here. I'm going to enter mine, sumuk@polydojo.com. Feel free to write to me, by the way, if you have any questions about this video. And I'm simply going to say connect. Great. And I'm going to save this. Well, it's automatically saved for me this time. That's good. And now I can share my form. You see, in Polydojo, this is a unique link for the form. You can share this with whoever you want to fill out the form. So in this case, you would be sharing this with potential candidates. You can also use this little embed code here to embed this form on your website. That way, people filling out the form need not leave your website just to fill out the form. If you would like to set up a full page embed, instead of embedding it onto a single part of your website, if you want to embed it as a separate page, you can just check out this full page embed option. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please feel completely free to reach out to me at this email address here, sumuk@polydojo.com. Thank you.